that down. Tag this up. Open up this. Scroll down actually. Copy and paste. I'll actually copy first. No pasting yet. Duh. Hello Subrosion, welcome to the stream. Hope you enjoy. Fancy seeing you here. It's been quite a while. Okay, did not mean to do that. I accidentally did. Because I pressed the wrong button! Yes, and now. And then we copy and paste this message to more than just one server. Like this one. Except that pressing enter did not work as it should have. So how is everything with you, Subrosion? I hope everything is good with you. I hope everything is good with you. Let's post it here as well. Why not? Hello Fincher 5000, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. I'd say I'm good, because I am actually good, but my day is not good. I am good though, I'm feeling good. Just some things that is bothering me at work, and I accidentally pulled down my bathroom fan. I broke it by accident. Well, not technically, I didn't break it, I pulled it down and it's not working properly anymore. So I have the good amount of, not the good amount, I have the pleasant surprise, it's not even a surprise even, I have the pleasantry of filing a broken fan later on today. That's gonna be annoying. But it is what it is, it's broken. The first game is so easy, then I don't recommend checking out my stream of the first game. Or streams, rather. TweetX working as it should, good. How about good old Facebook? Probably nothing actually. Actually no. If Twitter tweeted out, and so did Facebook. Let's just double check to be on the safe side though. Okay, good, it's working. Let's share it. There we go, posted. There was something else I was going to do, but I don't remember what. Oh yeah, now I remember, I was supposed to tell Samurai. Where is the Samurai? Here he is. Samurai was streaming yesterday when I was going to bed. So I couldn't go and check out his stream of Dead by Deadlight. But I will be able to join it after the stream. If he's streaming directly after me, he might and he might not. Either way, we're gonna all rise, and then we're gonna go over to Trials and Tribulations and continue from there. From chapter start, part 2-1. That's where we are in the game right now. February 9th, 9:47 AM. District Court, defendant lobby number 1. Oh my, Mr. Loris feels that way about me?
Apparently, he isn't aware of your real secret at all. This is no time to be embarrassed.
I'm sorry. I'm yes, hardly accustomed to that sort of thing.
Worry not. And in any case, whatever it was that he saw on that night of the incident, mark my words, I will drag it out of him.
Does that mean Mr. Loris is the witness today?
No. I believe that none will be the first to take the stand.
Sister Bikini.
She claims to have seen the very instant in which you carried out the crime. I just want to ask you one last time. It really wasn't you who killed Miss Elise Doxim, correct?
That is correct. It wasn't me.
Very well then.
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
You are a prosecutor, aren't you? Are you sure about this? If your true identity is revealed...
Don't worry, I made the necessary arrangements.
I see.
Iris. It is a prosecutor's job to doubt people. But right now, I am a defense attorney. A defense attorney's job is to believe in people, and to believe until the bitter end. That's what my friend told me once.
Mr. Edgeworth?
I simply ask that you watch and decide for yourself. Whether or not I am fit to do the task I've been entrusted.
Very well, sir. I'll leave my defense in your capable hands. February 9th, 10 AM, District Court, Court number 7. Oh wow, so these two judges are not the same then. Alright. I thought that in the last stream. Guess that wasn't the case then. Also, no notification that I'm streaming. Never mind, I did get one. Okay, good.
Court is now in session for the trial of Sister Iris of Asakura Temple. The defense is ready, Your Honor. The defense does indeed appear to be ready. However, the same cannot be said for the prosecution in the case. Indeed. I'm not sure I like such blatant waste of this court's time. An empty prosecutor's chair can only mean that the prosecutor has no confidence in their ability to prove their case. It would seem this case is already over before it had a chance to begin. I'm ready to announce my verdict at this time. This court finds the defendant...
Objection!
Oh, it's von Karma. She's back. The prosecution stands ready.
And you are?
Franziska von Karma, prosecuting prodigy.
Von Karma, you say? Perchance you wouldn't be of any relation to the legendary prosecutor Manfred von Karma.
Hello Samurai, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. If you had watched the previous stream as a video, you would have known that Phoenix was in an accident and he's currently in the hospital. Yeah, he fell off a burning bridge. Short story long, or long story short, he fell off a bridge and hurt himself. Maya is also missing. She's stuck on a mountain temple. So that's what is going on. Legends are one thing of the past. I am a von Karma, that's all. Upon a special request, I flew in today for the purpose of prosecuting this case.
You did? Then you must be quite a big shot, eh? By the way, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm almost certain that I've seen you somewhere before, or I'm just imagining things. You look very much like a prosecutor I met once.
I believe you're imagining things, Your Honor.
Miss von Karma, do you have anything to say?
There's no such weaklings as this man among those of the prosecutor's office.
There isn't? But I'm sure... Ah!
I told you, there's no such weakling.
What is that? A whip? I'm not sure I care for such a thing in my courtroom. Bailiff, remove that whip.
Hold it!
I have no objection to the whip. You don't? The prosecution can wield a whip or drink 17 cups of coffee. But there's still only one truth. That is what I stand here to prove today.
He's actually not. Thanks, Samurai. As you can see, I have no hair here, and no hair here either, and no hair on this side. It's just that I put my hair, or the bangs rather, on the side. The emo bangs, as I like to call them. Or, you know, the Leon bangs. On the side like that. But thank you for your compliment, Samurai. I assume you're thinking about the Leon hair, to be honest. That's what I'm thinking of when I see this hair. Despite, you know, missing the side here. This promises to be interesting. Miles Edgeworth. I had expected to face Phoenix Wright here today. But looking at you now, maybe this is what I have been waiting for all this time. Miles Edgeworth, I will not allow this chance to crush you slip through my fingers.
I see you brought your flair for the histrionic.
Allow me to add a thing I'm not sure about. People acting bizarrely in my court. Oh, ah!
The stage is set. Now continue with the proceedings, Your Honor.
Very well. Miss von Karma, please give an outline of this case. With as little whipping as possible.
The murder victim is the famed picture book author Miss Elise Duxnell. Also, we don't know where Pearls is. She's also been missing. Her body was found in the Hasakura Temple courtyard. She had been stabbed through the torso by a ceremonial sword from a golden statue.
The sword in the picture is the weapon in question, correct? Very well. The court accepts this photo of the crime scene.
Crime photo added to the court record. There is no mistake. This was the doing of Sister Iris. After all, there is a witness to her crime.
Very well. Please bring the witness to the stand. And so it begins. My first and last trial as a defense attorney.
Oh wow, she's short. Witness, state your name and occupation, please.
Hold on here. I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all.
I'm not sure about being not sure if I care for this at all. What?
Witness, please stand up nice and straight. If I recall correctly, there are a few milk crates in the defendant's lobby for our back pain plagued witness. Bailiff, fetch a crate for this poor lady, please.
My first last and trial as a defense attorney. I think the spin-off game said something different then. Once again, your name and occupation, please.
Little old me? Well, I'm the head nun of Hazakura Temple on Eagle Mountain. My name is Bikini. You got it? Bikini. Nice to meet everyone.
But you don't appear to be wearing a bikini right now. Wah!
The courtroom is the garden of a holy judgment. Those with the lechery in their hearts should leave this sanctuary at once.
You want me to leave?
No need to get your bikinis in a twist. Let me tell you, I'm a sight to behold in summer.
In any case, witness, I hear that you saw the crime take place on the night in question.
That's right. I can still hardly believe it myself, to be honest. There's no way dear little Iris could do anything like that.
Let us hear what you have to say then. First, tell us about your own movements at night, eh?
He hunted is such a pervert. To be fair, Samurai, Edgeworth was also hoping to see a woman in a bikini when he first heard the name, so you know, the judge is not all alone on that. Hello, Asada. Welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. The night of the murder.
The night I was helping an acolyte with her training in the inner temple, but, well, as you can see, my back likes to act up. Violently. So I left Iris to help the acolyte and returned to Hazakura Temple. There's no bath at the inner temple, you see, and I need a long hot soak. It was after I had finished, just as I was heading back. That's when I saw it.
So it was simply coincidence that you found yourself returned to Hazakura Temple.
I do remember.
Yes, you could say that. If my back hadn't been in so much pain, I would have stayed at the inner temple.
That sounds like a pretty important statement she just made.
There's only one problem with this testimony that I can see. And you're not about to fall at the first hurdle now, are you, Miles Edgeworth?
Mr. Edgeworth, please begin your cross-examination. Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
Third time's the charm. What is this inner temple?
Well, see, conversing with the spirits is what we train people to do, right?
We'll be the ones asking you the questions, madam.
In order to do that, a place strong in spiritual power is required. There's a small temple across Zaska Bridge called the Inner Temple. Acolytes must spend an entire night there to undergo intense training.
And how exact did you help with this process?
Why the nuns answer name is Bikini? That's a big question even science can't answer. Actually, she answered it herself in the last stream. It's because she wanted a young and hip name. That is literally the reason why she called herself Bikini.
It is all quite exciting. It can be performed. It can't be performed without an unsupervising.
Like a tutor wanting to make sure a spoiled child studies.
A tutor with a whip in your case. If that is the case, then why did you return to Hazakura Temple where the murder took place? Hold it!
Hold it!
That is the reason, Asada. That is the reason.
Violently?
That's right! It's no laughing matter, especially in winter. I can't hold anything heavier than a knife and a fork during the cold month. Just being alive is like strict training.
On the night of the murder, was this fabulous back of yours hurting again?
That's right! Raging like a bull in a pig pen! I almost fainted once or twice!
That whip looks solid. The end of it at least. It isn't flopping down or anything, but the rest of the whip is. I actually have a whip that my friend made. I bought it for 100 Swedish crowns. Looks like this. I haven't really used it much, but thinking I'm gonna use it for a video on a certain channel down the line. He made it out of rope, I believe. Grodus Belmont. Grodusvania! Grodus Belmont, Frogs of the Gamers.
I just knew that unless I warmed it up, it was going to finally finish me off.
Hold it!
Hold it!
You left Iris to help with what?
What do you think? The Acolyte's training, of course. It was just past 10 PM, so we were starting to enter into the training exercise proper.
Because she wanted a hip and young name. Watch the previous stream, it's all in there.
Was it in your place to remain with the disciple?
Answered by a man stronger than science.
Well, the job is simply to watch over the Acolyte so that they don't pass away.
Just to confirm this point again, that night, you met Iris in the inner temple, correct?
Yes, yes, she's a gentle, honest girl. She's never once failed to follow my directions.
Hold it!
Hold it!
So you return to the Hasakura Temple in order to take a bath?
My back is to blame for everything. It's a do or be done in kind of world, after all.
How long were you in the bath for? If you don't mind me asking.
My, what a filthy little rogue you are. I know what's on your mind.
That's on literally no one's mind, Bikini. Bitch be ugly.
I bet your next question is going to be, where exactly do you wash?
Nobody wants to know that. Nobody wants to know that. No one wants to know that. Gross. 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 Also, I'm leaving a message for myself in the future. Talking with myself from the future. Bum bum bum.
Ah, this is why you have to watch the young ones.
What are you going on about? Ah!
Pathetic, Miles Edgeworth.
The lowest of the low. Is there some sort of kick me sign stuck to the defense bench?
Wow.
Anyway, I couldn't afford to be away from my post for too long, you understand? So...
Because I was looking for a typo or a grammatical error in the last stream, I couldn't find it. So I'm leaving that as a reminder for myself. So I know where it exactly is when I do make a highlight of it, if I do. No guarantee that I actually do. Hold it!
Hold it!
The crime took place in the courtyard, correct?
Yeah, exactly, Sabrosian. Exactly that.
When you go from my room to the main hall, you have to take a winding hallway from which you can see the courtyard.
That's right. In other words, it was a pure coincidence that the witness saw the crime taking place before her eyes. There was no complicated setup in this case.
That certainly seems to be true. There's indeed only one problem with this testimony. If I can clearly point out what it is, then I can begin to quantify just how good this witness's memory and observation skills are.
Yeah, there's the map. Okay, that's about the fire. There's the photo of Elise. Hello Joshua, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. Food. I consume food every day, Cloud, every day. Gotta eat to survive, you know. Now I'm eating chili nuts. To make a dead meme. These nuts! Ah, got him! I'm so clever. Oh, so clever with my jokes. Or not, you know. Okay, I'm dropping my nuts. Speaking about these nuts, by the way, not any other nuts. So don't get any funny thoughts, you know. Cause that'd be bad. That'd not be good. No, not be good at all. Be very bad.
Objection!
Objection!
I returned after switching headphones and I heard these nuts. I got them. Nice. Nuts is great. And yes, I like chili nuts and other types of nuts. Like cashews. Regular nuts, hazelnuts. Pecan nuts. Got plenty of magnesium as well, which I believe I have a loss of or lack thereof. I'm actually eating magnesium pills to see if that makes me less tired each day. I don't know the actual English word for it. In Swedish they're called... actually, I don't remember the Swedish word for it now. I would say something to defend, but I'm beginning to think I'm about to walk into something I haven't got a clue about.
Witnesses have to undergo their own trials, I'm afraid. The defendant's fate rests on the power of observation and memory, after all.
Well. Don't worry. I'm more than up to the task. I'm a woman of faith, after all. The head honcho of Hasakura Temple.
In that case, Miss Honcho, I'd like you to explain something for me. The discrepancy between your testimony and that of the defendant Iris. She claims that after ringing the light out of Bell, she went back and stayed in her room. Which means she did not go to the inner temple at all.
No! She says that?
A defendant or a witness? Who is more likely to lie, do you suppose? The defendant is simply lying to cover her back.
Objection!
But that is completely illogical. The murder was committed in the courtyard of Hasakura Temple. Claiming that she went to the inner temple would make for a much better alibi.
Well, that's odd. I can't believe that she would lie.
She does indeed have honest eyes. Hurrah!
All people lie. That is my belief.
Why am I the only one being whipped in here?
Because you deserve it, maybe?
Anyway, neither witness nor the defendant have any reason to lie. Which means we must call your memory into question.
Dear, dear, dear. You're older than me, and yet you want to play that game, do you?
Well, that isn't exactly what I...
My memory is perfect, crystal clear, especially in winter.
Then why are you lying?
Then I suppose it's too early to end this cross-examination, eh?
Of course it's too early. We have begun.
Mr. Edgeworth, if you're going to question the memory of this witness, you will need to show me a more decisive piece of evidence. Understood, Your Honor. I was naive to think that alone would do the trick.
That meme aside, I'm gladly announcing that I'm going to continue my egg hunt for shiny Casper and Pokemon Emerald. Also, these nuts memes slipped into Octopath Traveler. Yeah, memes and jokes, or pop culture jokes rather, I should say, have a tendency to arrive into games, especially with how Nintendo of America is these days.
And let us return to the cross-examination. Hold it!
Hold it!
Are you sure you're not making a mistake?
Hopefully I get it before 300 eggs. Wow. Memes are art. Well, memes were actually used to get people to sign up for the army during World War II. So they've been around for several years.
You young man need to get your estimation of me up from the floor. I was always wear the same clothes. The smallest thing out of place would have stood out like a sore thumb to me. You're making a mistake, thinking I made a mistake.
An excellent finish there, witness. Still, I have to wonder. Objection!
Objection!
Everything went quiet all of a sudden.
Witness, let's get one thing straight. The defender whom you claim to have met, she was wearing this demon warning hood, correct?
Of course. That's a very important piece of clothing, I'll have you know. Wait a minute.
Objection!
Hold it right there. What do you have that?
That's a question of the day now, isn't it, Miss Von Karma? I'll have you know that this hood was given to someone as a gift that night. Before the lights out bell was rung.
What? Oh, Edgeworth, you smug bastard. But I love you.
You know where I'm going with this, don't you? If the witness had seen the defendant's claims, then the iris she saw should have been missing this very hood.
Well, well, well.
It's not a bad feeling at all, exposing contradictions like this. Now I understand that happy look on Wright's face every time he does it.
Sister, this hood, you have spare ones around the temple, don't you? And with a desk slam, Edgeworth placed on yet another trap card. You've been really into Yu-Gi-Oh! As of late, haven't you, Chronoma, aka Asada?
Spares? Well, I do tend to make too many of them.
I see. A stockpile. A surplus of hoods, eh?
Each nun is only given one hood. This should be the only hood that Iris owned.
Then this is quite strange.
Ah! It's the only thing my intellect actually works at. If there was a surplus of hoods, then she could have worn one of those. There's no contradiction here.
I'm sorry to break this to you, Miss Von Karma, but you won't get away that easily. Discrepancies such as this will sow seeds in any human heart. The seeds of doubt. Witness? Well, I don't wish to call your testimony into doubt. You must give every detail with precision.
I'm not sure I'm comfortable going along with this.
Sister, you shall continue with your testimony. Tell us what you saw after finishing your bath, on your way back to the inner temple.
Those seeds of doubt are sprouting in the judge's heart. They just need a little more stimulation to bear fruit. Contradictory stimulation.
After my bath, that no one really wants to know about. No one with any sense, anyway. I finished my bath around 11, and I thought I should return to the inner temple. And as I was walking back, I heard a noise from the courtyard. I took a look and Iris was, Mystic Elise, and with that sword of all things. Mystic Elise was staying in the corner room, which faces out onto the courtyard. The stabbing I saw must have been occurred after she was pushed out of her window.
You saw a truly terrible sight, didn't you? If I was in your place, then it would have been much like Miss Von Karma's whipping. Mr. Edgeworth is too in court. And me seeing it all from this very chair. Well, something like that. This judge. His imagination is about as vivid and creative as Detective Gumshoe.
I would look the fool if I commented on such foolishness. Anyway, this case is mine, Miles Edgeworth.
Calling everyone by their full name. Can't you do something about that habit of yours? Hold it!
Hold it!
How far is it from your room to the inner temple?
Let me think a moment. About 20 minutes on these stamps of mine. It's about 15 minutes to Dusker Bridge from Hazakura Temple. The inner temple is just beyond the bridge.
Still, you never made it back there that night, did you?
That's right. I was heading along the walkway towards the main hall.
Hold it!
Hold it!
You say you heard a noise?
Just like that.
That could only be the sound of the victim falling.
It's very quiet in the temple, you know. You can even hear the snow falling from the branches. Just like that.
But then, couldn't this noise you have heard been snow falling to the ground?
I never thought of that.
Ah!
The next one to laugh gets a whipping. Oh god, Kefla is gonna end up in Xenoverse 2. No surprise, considering that Kefla is a pretty big deal in terms of power, or was in the Tournament of Power.
Well, whatever the source of the sound, I looked over at the courtyard and...
Hold it!
Hold it!
This is the second time that the witness has testified to seeing the defendant, but some doubt remains in these claims.
Hey, just what does that mean?
Hello Jason, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. If you would have been here a little bit earlier, Jason, you would have known what Bikini said. And then, you know, you will understand the judge's comment with a little bit more of context.
Just because you're a good-looking young man doesn't give you the right to.
The murderer who stabbed the victim with a sword. Sister Bikini. Try to recall exactly who it was you saw. As clear as you can.
Well, you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you. Oh, now that you mention it. There was something awfully strange about her. Something that has been bugging me all this time.
Please, don't keep us in suspense.
Her hood!
Her hood?
That's right! It's coming back to me! Iris! She wasn't wearing her hood! I thought something was out of place, but... it all makes sense now, doesn't it? After all, she's given that hood away to someone, right?
Ugh. Huh. You dug your own grave, Miles Edgeworth.
What do you say, Mr. Edgeworth? Is this testimony important?
Is it important or is it not important? That is the question. It's not important.
This line of questioning is only going to tear the wound open further. These statements are as useless as an investigation of a certain detective. There's no need to record them. Very well. Please continue with your testimony. Hold it!
Hold it!
The room the victim was staying in overlooked the courtyard, correct? Which means the victim's room was on the second floor.
No, Hazakura Temple is a single-story building. But the mountain itself slopes downwards, which elevates the main gate side of the temple and the guest rooms in the back to about the height of a 2-story building.
I see, and the victim was staying in one of these elevator rooms, correct?
Yes, I should know. I'm the one who carried her things to her room after all.
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it?
Hold it!
What makes you so sure of all this?
It's just like I told you earlier. I heard a noise from the courtyard, okay? Thump, just like that.
You're one smart sister, I'll give you that. The autopsy report states that the victim's body was covered in bruises, indicating a fall from around 10 feet in height.
It appears that the witness was not mistaken then.
Yep. I'm more than just a pretty face, especially in winter. I'm a woman of faith after all. The head honcho of Hazakura Temple.
There's only 2 of them working there.
What's wrong, Miles Edgeworth? No snappy comeback remark?
It doesn't feel like she's lying. This is a very powerful testimony too. She claims to have seen the instant in which the defendant stabbed the victim. There are only 2 things I can believe in right now. My client Iris and my own abilities as a defense attorney.
Oh wow, Edgeworth is starting to sound a lot like Phoenix now. A lot like Phoenix. Has the victim's blood on it.
Objection!
Objection!
That statement contradicts the data provided by this piece of evidence. It does? How do you mean? Forgive me, Your Honor, but you just said it yourself, that it does. Don't try to play mind games with me.
Oh wow, nice Edgeworth.
Curses! It appears I have yet to adjust to being on this side of the courtroom.
Loss of blood from stabbing back, body fell 10 feet after death.
Objection!
Objection!
Impressive logic. That's what I like to say anyway.
Oh, please, do. My brain is something else, especially in winter.
However, I think you're overlooking one thing. Miss von Karma, would you be so kind as to take another look at this autopsy report?
The autopsy report?
The victim did fall from a height of 10 feet. However, this fall was after she was killed.
Ah!
That's right. It says after death right here. The scene of the witness claims to have seen is contradictory. If the defendant stabbed and killed the victim there in the courtyard, how did the victim then go on to take a 10-foot fall?
Ah!
Order, order. The victim was killed and then fell. If that's the case, then the victim must have been killed in her room. Don't you agree?
That's the logical conclusion. Yes, that's right. The victim must have been stabbed by the defendant in her own room. and she was then thrown out of her window down into the courtyard below.
Objection!
Were there any signs of a struggle in Miss Duxton's room? She was stabbed with a sword. That would leave a blood stain, wouldn't you agree? Well, Miss Von Karma, was there any blood? Ah!
No traces of blood were found in the victim's room.
Your whip has just caused traces of blood to be found on my glorious play of beer. However, if there was no blood in the room...
I'm sure there's no need for me to go over this, as I'm sure your honors are well aware of when a stab wound produces the most blood.
When it produces the most blood?
Very little blood is actually lost at the moment of a blade's insertion. If you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
Indeed, with the weapon still in place. It acts like a lid on the wound. That's true. With the weapon still in the body, there wouldn't be much bleeding. A perfectly reasonable line of thinking.
We have come to a conclusion then. The victim was thrown out of the window with the sword still in place. This removes all of the contradictions.
Order, order, order. I must admit that this is a probable version of events. I'd expect no less from Franziska von Karma. She locates and takes control of every vital point. It seems that we need a clearer testimony from the witness. Remove all superstition on your part and tell us only the facts, please. Witness, please, remain standing on the crate.
Don't go selling me short now. The weight of winter snow has bent me out of shape, especially my back and my mood.
Sister, please give us your testimony. I will give you a vigorous message once we are finished here.
With a whip?
Oh boy. All right, all right.
Further details.
When I looked across at the scene, the sword was already in place. Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise.
Whipping it good.
Whip it good.
I never seen so much blood before. That's when I fainted. You can't blame me, can you? And when I awoke, Mr. Gaming was stabbing Mystic Elise through the back.
This all confirms Miss Von Karma's theory.
Von Karma's strive for nothing but perfection. Putting together such facts is nothing for me. You should know that, Miles Edgeworth.
Perfection is an impossibility, Franziska von Karma. And I'm here to teach you just that. Further details, the cross-examination. Hold it.
Hold it!
At that time, was the victim bleeding?
Well, I was very shocked to be seeing all of this, of course. So I'm not entirely sure. But I don't think I saw any blood, not then.
I'm sure that you didn't. The weapon was acting as a plug in the wound.
In any case, let's be clear on one very important point. Did you actually see the instant in which the victim was stabbed?
Thinking about it now, I didn't actually see her stab Mystic Elise.
Hold it! Hold it? Hold it!
Hold it!
That's more like it. Think carefully. This is very important.
If serious we're talking about here, I'm thinking for all I'm worth.
That can't be very much then.
No! When I looked over, the sword was already in Mr. Galee's body.
It might not be conclusive, but this testimony supports her theory.
The victim was stabbed in her room and then dropped into the courtyard. I think this proves it rather well, Miles Edgeworth.
Hold it! Hold it? Hold!
Hold it!
That's more like it. So, you're saying that you saw the victim's blood?
That's right! Some of it had splattered onto Iris too.
When the defendant was arrested, she was meditating in her room, and her blood-flecked clothing was neatly folded in the corner.
What? Her clothes were blood-flecked as well? That seems quite conclusive to me. What should I do? Press this point further?
I don't know if that's such a good idea. Let's press further.
Going back to your previous statement.
The sword was plunged in so hard it caused her clothes to stain.
You said that you saw a little bleeding when the victim was stabbed. But now, you say you saw the victim bleeding?
Well, I say that what I saw is what I saw.
What did you see?
Maybe I didn't see the poor woman get stabbed, but I saw the girl pull the sword out of her, plain as day.
Pulling the sword out?
Well, it wasn't exactly pulling. It was more like it came out.
Witness, you will add this statement to your testimony.
Oh, was that important?
More important than you can imagine.
I saw the instant in which
the blade plunged into the hilt was smoothly drawn out.
Hold it!
Hold it!
Smoothly, you say? You're saying you saw this sword smoothly slide out.
That's right. The whole thing happened right next to the gold statue of Mr. Gamey. Mr. Galee's was on the ground, and Iris was stooped over her. The sword was burned up to the hilt. When Iris stood up, the sword in her hand just slid out of Mr. Galee's body. It slid out from the gaping wound. Ah!
It goes without saying that if the sword was removed, there would be bleeding.
nothing out of place here.
Is that really the case? I can't help but feel that something about this testimony is very out of place. That something which couldn't possibly have happened appeared to have happened. Hold it! Hold it?
Hold it!
Was the bleeding caused by the killer removing the sword?
No mistaking it. I remember it all clear as day.
Don't you think that's a bit odd?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
Why would the killer pull out the sword?
What?
If all she wanted to do was place the weapon in the hand of the gold statue, then there was no reason to remove it from the body. All that would have accomplished is causing the victim to bleed unnecessarily. Your thoughts, Miss Von Karma?
That's... Man, I gotta say that Edgeworth is really good with making Von Karma sweat.
Indeed. It is strange now that you mention it. I'm going to need to find an answer to this mystery too.
Anyway, the witness saw something terrible. So what did you do after that, witness?
That's when I fainted. You don't blame me, can you?
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it!
Hold it!
I can't blame you for it. Now on to what the killer did next. You saw none of it, correct?
Well, I was unconscious.
How long were you out for?
I don't know. 10, maybe 20 minutes? A young man with a very prickly looking head woke me up. By stepping on me, actually.
I'm not sure I like that method of resuscitation.
Well, I wasn't asking for mouth to mouth or anything of the sort. But I would have welcomed a more gentle awakening right about then, let me tell you.
I shall have words with the offender personally. What did you see upon awakening?
Hold it.
Hold it!
Hold it. By Mystic Amy, you are referring to the golden statue, correct?
Yes, stabbing someone with his...
Oh god. I know Asada helped me with the pronunciation of this in the last stream, but I don't remember it. Chichichito, I think.
A sacred treasure! It's terrible enough. But to then make Mr. Amy hold the blade.
Truly a heinous, despicable crime.
It is easy to despise something. Anyone can do it. However, there's something that cannot be done so easily.
Whatever it is, I'm sure it's doubly hard for you. Anyway, what is the problem?
Exactly why would a killer set up this gruesome scene? Can anyone explain the reasoning behind that? No, I don't think I can.
There's always a logical reason behind why someone acts.
That's true. So true. In early spring, for example, I often find myself...
There isn't always. That phrase might come in handy someday. There are too many unnatural elements in this case. Why was it necessary to use the Chichichito with the Amy statue as a weapon? Why was the weapon ultimately placed back in the hand of the statue? If I can expose the flaws in this testimony, perhaps then I will begin to find the truth.
The stabbing is weird though, because if you look at the picture, I think it's this one. No, not that one. If you look at this picture, no wait, never mind. That's also the wrong one. If you look at this picture, it's still in there.
Objection!
Objection!
Hello, Mr. Poblin. Welcome to the stream. Hope you'll enjoy. I've had them recommended to me before, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of visual novel games, to be honest.
This evidence clearly reveals the contradiction in that statement, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm afraid I can't accept that. Well done, Your Honor. What? I was only testing you just now. Well then, why don't you try and testing this penalty too? It looks like I shouldn't have spoken in haste. Objection.
Objection!
So I've heard, Mr. Poblin, so I've heard.
Sister Bikini, you're a reliable witness. At least, I'd like to think so, but there are too many contradictions here.
What do you mean? You make it sound as though I'm a liar. But you're a handsome young man, so I'll forgive you.
What contradiction are you talking about?
In the scene that the witness claims to have seen, the weapon was thrust up its hilt into the victim. Furthermore, the killer withdrew the weapon smoothly from the body. However, both of these are complete impossibilities. What do you mean? Please explain you. Ah!
Explain yourself.
To start with, do you think it would be possible to stab someone to the hilt with this? No matter how I look at the defendant, she doesn't appear strong enough for that.
Objection!
Doesn't appear? What meaning says dribble? I too may appear to be weak and frail, but I can crush men under my heel and make them weep, should I so choose.
The objection stands. I wept a little back there, I must admit.
Objection!
That isn't the only issue here. If this sword was truly stabbed into the body up the hilt, well, just look at all the branches on it. It certainly wouldn't come out smoothly.
That's...
We also have the problem of the amount of bleeding. It's true that when a blade is left in a body, it acts as a plug of sorts. However, when a weapon is shaped like this, it's an entirely different story. The wound would be too large for the blade to completely stop the bleeding.
Objection!
That's nothing more than conjecture. In reality, the victim was stabbed with a shichichito. I doubt he'll play the Ace Attorney series after this because he's burned out from the trilogy and he's not a big fan of visual novels. Could just stay in for actually playing them, honestly. Well, I was curious about the first game since I had played it back in the day and enjoyed it, which is why I did the first game. And I bought the trilogy because I wanted all 3 games. And then, well, I had a blast with the first game. Second game was also pretty fun, but got pretty burned out on that. And then the third game was not as good as the other ones, in my opinion, anyway. Made the games a little bit too long for my taste. Even a weapon of this nature may still sometimes slide out smoothly, and may still sometimes stop the blood loss.
Objection!
I'm not finished. There's still one more conclusive contradiction. You still got more? This one is simple. If this sword really was thrust in all the way to its hilt, why is there only blood on the tip of it?
Ah!
If this witness is telling the truth, then there should be blood along the entire length of the sword.
No! Bravo, Miles Edgeworth, raising this many contradictions from a single piece of evidence. All the other attorneys I know could maybe manage one, if that.
But what does this all mean? You have proven contradictions regarding the murder weapon, but Having come this far, there can only be one answer.
And that is...
The weapon used to kill the victim was not the Shishito. What?
A foolishly foolish idea born from the foolish mind of a foolhardily foolish fool.
Let's examine this again. What was it that made us think this sword was the murder weapon?
Well, it's because Mr. Gamer was holding it.
Exactly. However, if you reflect on this, that is the only basis we have to assume such a thing.
I still think Bikini has done it, but we don't know that yet. Plus, we haven't really proven anything. So it's just mere speculations at this point.
The impression left by the scene was just too strong. That is what influences us. It influences us to believe that the Shishito was the murder weapon. Order, order, order! Ah!
So maybe the Shishito was not the murder weapon. Even if that is the case, it changes nothing, Miles Edgeworth. The sister here saw everything. She saw the defendant stab the victim with a sword-like object. Please don't spoil things, Finisher. Now I know this will be a plot twist.
That is true. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? If that is so, I would like the prosecution to answer the obvious question it raises. The obvious questions? Yes. Namely, where did the real murder weapon disappear to? It goes without saying that the police searched the main hall and the surrounding area. Perhaps the prosecution can enlighten us as to if a sword-like object was found.
But that's...
Answer the question, Miss Von Karma.
No evidence of that kind was found.
Another mystery to throw onto the pile. A trial with our murder weapon is a tricky beast.
Excuse me, could I say something? I just remembered something actually.
What is it, sister?
I was just thinking, it's possible that just maybe what actually happened was, it was just over there.
What exactly are we going about here?
Post haste.
The murder weapon, I mean, maybe. I think I might know where the sword was disposed of.
You what?
Well then, I think we need to hear testimony from you one more time, sister.
Impossible! What else? What else could this old woman have seen?
Location of the weapon.
I saw the murders around 11 p.m. And after asking that it be reported, I went out to the main gate. And there I saw tracks. Tracks that indicate the snowmobile had been used. It takes 15 minutes to walk to Dusky Bridge, but less than 5 minutes using one of those. Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out. Iris could have done that. She can drive a snowmobile after all.
That's very convenient.
Witness, please tell us everything you know right away next time.
Well, I'm not in the best of shape. What with my back and my age, you know?
Quiet. There were indeed snowmobile tracks in front of the main gate. Here's a photograph. Oh, would you look at that?
A snowmobile, eh? I see. Well, it certainly is an interesting theory.
Indeed, indeed. The tracks begin in front of Hazakura Temple and run all the way to Dusky Bridge. Okie dokie. That solved your pesky little problem, yes? The Eagles River current is quite swift, meaning that it doesn't freeze over in the winter, making it perfect place to dispose of the murder weapon.
Did she really go to the river to dispose of the murder weapon? Mr. Edgeworth, your cross-examination, please.
Your cross-examination, please. Hold it.
Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it!
You're sure about this time?
Yes, I was worried about it after all.
Why was that?
Because I have a strong sense of responsibility, especially at this time of year. The acolyte was being doused in freezing water at the time. I couldn't very well take it easy in the bath all night now, could I? So at 11, I decided to leave Hazakura Temple.
Her estimation of the time seems reliable at least.
Please continue, sister.
Hold it!
Hold it!
Tracks of a snowmobile is closely.
You asked Phoenix Wright to report a crime, correct?
Right. The one who trampled me.
It seems she's the type to hold a grudge.
There isn't a phone in the main hall, so I sent him to the bridge.
Phoenix Wright? He didn't even have his cell phone on him.
He had forgotten it at home, apparently.
What a naive boy, as always. Not only do I always carry my phone, but I always have my whip in hand too.
Anyway, I was really scared, and it was taking him a while to get back. So, I thought I'd go out of the main gate for a spell.
Hold it! Hold it? Hold!
Hold it!
As I recall, there was a snowmobile outside the main gate when I visited. That's it. That's the only one we have.
Oh,
That's it, that's the only one we have. Man, I got a really deep voice for a second there. It will run no matter how much snow falls.
Now, you're certain the snowmobile was there at the main gate when you arrived?
Yes, of course. It was parked in front of the gate.
so she had already gone, discarded a murder weapon, and returned by that time.
I'm not sure if this is really relevant. What should I do?
Let's press further.
I need answers to every possible doubt. The snowmobile in question, was it still warm at the time?
Huh? What do you mean? What do you mean?
What do you mean, eh?
What do you mean, Miles Edgeworth?
I'm playing to a slow crowd here. It goes without saying that using a snowmobile would heat its engine. If it was still warm, then it means it was recently used.
Ah, I see. I never thought of that.
That's right. I overlooked that too.
Of course you did, Judge. You're a moron. Of course you did.
Then answer the question, please, witness.
I don't often go around touching hot engines. However, now that you mention it, there wasn't any snow on it.
Snow?
Yes, for some reason, only the snowmobile wasn't covered in snow.
There wasn't any snow on it? Curses. It seems highly likely that the killer did use the snowmobile then, eh?
How long does it take to get to Dusky Bridge by snowmobile? 15 minutes. I mean 5.
Hold it!
Hello, Min. Welcome to the stream. Hope you'll enjoy. Also, apparently saying hello, Min counts as hold it. BTS just came back and I'm now okay. K-pop has ruined me. Bum bum ba bum bum ba bum 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 bum. Hello Pooper, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. No long time no see to both of you.
In that case, why didn't you use it yourself? You could have spared yourself from walking.
Hello Min, perfection.
Yeah, there's a reason for that. Have you got a moment for me to explain?
I think that's why the question was asked in the first place.
It was about a month ago.
Samuel was playing as me in Left 4 Dead yesterday. He didn't play Left 4 Dead yesterday, Min. He played Dead by Daylight, I believe. It was called... Yeah, Dead by Daylight. I was actually thinking about Min, because I hadn't seen her in quite a while, but I know she arrived at one of Samurai's streams recently. I think it was the one with the online arena game with the anime girls. The demo where the Samurai played. Erection works for Hold It too, never forget. Actually, not erection worked for objection, men.
I was driving my beloved little snowmobile, happy as can be. I fetched some water and was heading back when I went and crashed into a tree. The tree and my back both went crunch, just like that. Crunch!
Crunch.
I haven't been able to find the courage to ride anything since then. Anyway, the killer must have used it.
No, what happened was I literally accidentally unsubbed and I didn't notice. Oh, really? I was thinking that too, that maybe YouTube made you unsubscribe. I don't know, it does that sometimes. Never happened to me, but I've heard it happen to others. Another thing that I was thinking, maybe she was actually sent into the military after all. Black Clover, Quarter Nights, after a while I was getting my ass kicked.
Maybe they threw the weapon into Eagle River and came back while I was knocked out?
Hold it! Hold it! Hold it?
Hold it!
Hello Gamer Kid, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy.
Refresh our memory. How long were you knocked out for?
Like I said, somewhere between 10 to 20 minutes.
It's possible to get to the bridge and back in 10 minutes using a snowmobile.
I have to concede that this is more than enough time.
Is that all you wish to concede, Miles Edgeworth?
Hold it!
Hold it!
Yep, we're playing as Edgeworth now, man. I'm Edgeworth whipped. Yeah, I bet you would want to be whipped by Edgeworth, man.
What it would have been possible time-wise. One element remains out of place here. Oh? And what would this Mr. Element be? The killer's reasoning, Your Honor. Why did the killer do all of this? Why go to Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, when there are other methods? Too many unanswered questions. Your response, Miss Von Karma?
No, that's not what I meant! I'm married! Does that really take away the fact you want to be whipped by Miles Edgeworth, Min? Does that really take that away? Turn to me for help or the slightest thing. Why don't you think for yourself once in a while, Your Honor? I mean, maybe I would. Maybe. It's kinda obvious that you would, Min. It's kind of obvious. We all know you here, Min. We all know you here at mine and Samurai's stream. We know what you're about, Min. We know what you're about. I'm just kidding.
What? She's as over the top as always.
Anyway, whatever the reason, the fact remains the defendant could have done this. The murder weapon was disposed of in the river. Another point to me, Miles Edgeworth.
Another mystery to feed a fire. Was there any reason to go and throw away the murder weapon? Luckily, there is surely a problem with this testimony. Now all I have to do is start poking holes in the flawed account.
I know something else that could have been poked holes in. I'm just kidding, I'm just kidding. Coulda, you know, send a frog emote if you got what I was saying, or what you if you understood my meaning of it. There are footsteps here on the picture. That's kind of neat.
Objection!
Objection!
Yeah, poking in holes. Of course I beat you to it, man. I too have a dirty mind. Just like you.
I admit this photograph proves something. It proves that the snowmobile was used on the night of the murder.
You finally accepted the inevitable, it seems, Miles Edgeworth.
However, if what the witness says is true, then why is there only one set of tracks?
What do you mean?
Iris left Hazakura Temple, threw the weapon into the river, and then returned.
I'm pretty sure Samurai doesn't have a dirty mind. I could be wrong, of course, but he certainly haven't given that impression, except for the thing that he called Ditto in his Pokemon Yellow Let's Play, and what he called Rainbow Road in his Mario Kart Super Circuit Let's Play. Let's just say that the rainbow had a lot of load that day. So, yeah, maybe it's safe to say that Samurai does have a dirty mind. He's just not very honest about it. Got anything to say for yourself here, Mr. Samurai? I recommend watching the Let's Play, Gamer Kid. You will get great laughs. It's very entertaining as a whole.
If this was the case, then naturally there should be two sets of tracks in the snow.
There we go. Put out a reminder for myself. Grodus is like, Min wants to be choked with Miles buff. Well, Min, you said it, not me. You said it, not me. Man, that was too funny.
Those from heading out to the bridge and those from coming back.
Ah, you're right.
You're forgetting one thing, Mouse Edgeworth. On the night of the murder, it was snowing. The tracks leading to the bridge were erased by the snowfall. This removes the precious contradiction now, doesn't it?
I see. While she was at the river, the snow stopped, leaving us the return tracks in the snow.
What do you have to say now, Miles Edgeworth?
Is there a flaw in your theory? This idea that the snowfall covered one set of tracks?
Should be a contradiction, honestly.
The track to the river were covered by snow. What a nice theory. However, Miss Von Karma, that is impossible.
Would you care to explain? Samurai, do you plead guilty or not guilty to having a dirty mind? This is exactly why Samurai keeps his streams PG-13. Why is there a rude index finger currently pointing in my general direction?
No need. The evidence will do all the tracking for me. On the night of the murder, the killer went to and returned from Dusker Bridge in order to dispose of the murder weapon. The outgoing tracks were erased by snow, or so claims Miss Von Karma. Mr. Edgeworth, present your evidence to the contrary, eh?
We do have the weather data. A regional weather report for the night of the crime. Touch the bottom details. Eagle Mountain weather data for February 7th. Snow with occasional lightning strikes. Snow 7 to approx 10:50 p.m. Lightning 10 to approx 11 p.m. Lightning struck Dusker Bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passing between fires starting and going out.
Take that!
Take that!
Well, looks like Finisher and Gamer Kid admits they have dirty minds as well. Good for you, fellas. Good for you.
Witness, please tell us again what time it was when you witnessed the crime.
Like I said, it was around 11.
Of course. This means that the weapons was thrown away after that time, correct? On that note, please take a look at this data.
You're quite welcome.
It is the weather report for Eagle Mountain on the night of the murder. The weather report? Snow started to fall at 7 p.m., but it stopped around 10:50. Therefore, when the sister witnessed the crime at 11 p.m., the snow had already stopped falling.
We all have dirty minds, though. Hey, look at that. Samurai is honest about it.
It is impossible for any tracks made after that time to have been covered up.
Ah.
Order? Order. Very well then. It looks like Miss Von Karma's claim has been snowed in. Boo! What a terrible joke, Judge.
It's too soon to be closing this trial due to snow. Miles Edgeworth, how pathetic of you to rely on the weather of all things. Answer me this then. When is the weather report ever correct?
No, no, no. You got it all wrong. This isn't a forecast. This is actual data. Ah!
Forecast, data, all weather reports have some inaccuracies. It may have still been snowing in the vicinity well past 11 p.m.
It's true. We cannot be totally sure, eh?
I am in PG! Let's give it time, people. When I start cursing, it will eventually rub off onto Samurai and he will also start cursing. Watch our co-op let's play of Resident Evil 5 over on Much Games Guides for that to happen.
What? How did you pull that off? It had stopped snowing at Hasakura Temple when the murder took place. You need to provide conclusive evidence of this. I've come this far, there's no turning back now. Very well, I too cannot allow any doubt to remain concerning this testimony.
Huh, you can't back down, can you? Such a perfectionist, Miles Edgeworth. Still can't believe I said about that though. Indeed, sometimes things slips out. Much Games guys, I did have a potty mouth when trying to survive. Hashtag blame Grodus. I usually joke around to say that I'm actually a bad influence on people. It holds some truth to it, actually.
Very well then, Mr. Edgeworth. Where's your evidence that it had already started snowing when the victim was killed?
Should be here because there's no snow on the corpse. There is no snow on the corpse.
Take that!
Take that!
Convenient that I said that in my Pokemon LP2 as it was the 69th video. Yep, no snow on the corpse picture.
Ultimately, it all comes down to one point. That being whether or not it was snowing in that courtyard when the victim was stabbed.
That's right, but proving that is
incredibly easy. If you want to know whether it was snowing or not, this photo will tell us everything. Of course, I'm referring to this photo of the crime scene. As you can see, everything is covered with snow, with just one exception.
And that is
the victim herself, Miss Elise Duxnell. Why is there no snow on top of her? The answer is simple. It has stopped snowing when she was killed, that's why. In other words, if the killer really did go to the Eagle River to dispose of the murder weapon, then in this photograph, there should be two sets of tracks.
Huh? Just what are you suggesting, Miles Edgeworth?
To be honest, I am not entirely sure myself, but this is simply what all of the facts points to. That night, someone used a snowmobile to leave Hasakura Temple.
I heard you cackling about Miles choking me with his buff from downstairs. Well, isn't that nice, man?
From the tracks left, it can be understood that they were heading from Dusker Bridge. At that time, it was still snowing.
Of course it was, because those tracks were erased by the snow.
Then, when this person returned to Hasakura Temple, the snow had stopped. Thus, the return tracks remained.
Can I say something? This all sounds a bit fishy to me.
What does, sister?
There's only one key for the snowmobile.
Furthermore, on the night in question, we know that the defendant had it. The key was found in her room after the murder.
Which can only mean that night Iris used the snowmobile to go to the inner temple.
In my head I was thinking, choke me harder, put some effort into it. We all know that Min has the dirtiest mind here. I might arrive at a close second, but Min has the dirtiest mind here.
But Iris said that she never went there. It should probably press on this point. Some more when I get the chance.
The snowmobile can't cross the suspension bridge, so she must have left it on the Hasakura side of the bridge and crossed on foot.
Olaf.
That sounds right.
But what's all this when I left Iris and returned to the Hasakura temple?
Oh, Min! Why? Why, Min? Hello, the Jew. Well, to be fair, around kids, I think most people have a sensible censor of to themselves, Min. Also, welcome to the stream, Jew. Good to have you here.
I didn't see anything near Dusker Bridge.
You must have failed to see it, sister.
Maybe, but when I made it back to Hasakura Temple.
I'm not blushing. This is a facepalm. Or not a facepalm, but it's a sigh kind of motion. This is a facepalm. Or rather, this is. This is more like, oh god, why? You were red! Keep on dreaming, man. Keep on dreaming. I can actually turn my face red. Look, give me a few here. Okay, actually, let's do this. Okay, I don't see myself red. Doing this was not good though, because I am feeling weird now. Oh, that's awfully nice of you, Jew. Shook me off on Karma's whip. What? Oh man. You might be referring to this though, that's just dry skin, I'm afraid. What's the better of ice cream flavor cookie dough or cookies and cream? I don't think I've eaten either, to be honest.
It was there, by the main gate, the snowmobile I mean.
Don't suffocate yourself. It's not really suffocating. But maybe that's it actually, pushing all of my air from my lungs into my skull. Because the funny thing, when I do that, my head gets really pressured. Oh, it's stars in your eyes. I getcha. Stars?
It was there, by the main gate. The snowmobile, I mean. I know what I saw. It was covered in snow, too.
But that isn't possible. Order, order, order in the court. What does this all mean? So then what was the snowmobile used for? It wasn't taken by the defendant when she went to the inner temple. If it had been, then a witness could possibly have seen it by the gate. Furthermore, it wasn't used by the killer to dispose of the murder weapon.
You don't know what it is, but I do, don't worry, hard to explain. Oh, I get it. It's kind of like in cartoons when you see flying birds around the character's head when they hit their head. Hello Daniel R, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. Pretty sure you said the same thing last stream.
If that was the case, there should be 2 sets of tracks in this photo. All we know is this. After it stopped snowing, someone used the snowmobile to return to Hasakura Temple. I never thought a simple snowmobile could cause so much trouble. I think we've learned all we can from this witness.
Yes. I've nothing more to add. I told you everything that I know.
Then, that still leaves us with the same problem. If only there was someone, a witness, who could testify to having seen the snowmobile. A witness, huh? Was there no one out, walking perhaps, near Dusky Bridge on that night?
I don't think that's likely. It was cold enough to freeze her ears off. Only an idiot would go out wandering that.
Larry Butts is an idiot, walking out in the cold.
Unless they had something really important to do.
That's a shame. Hold on. Something is coming to me. An idiot may well have gone wandering out on the subarctic night. Your Honor? Actually, just might be one individual who may be of help to us. Really?
You know someone who might have seen the snowmobile on the night of the murder?
I don't know for sure if he saw it or not. But there are 2 things about him that do come to mind. Which are?
No, it's not Laurice, it's freaking Larry, gamer kid.
First, that he saw something incredible on the night of the murder.
And the second being?
This individual that I'm thinking of went wandering outside on the cold night. In other words, he's our kind of idiot. Mr. Redforth, who is this idiot you're thinking about?
I kinda want to do this as a joke, presenting Francisca, calling her an idiot. But I don't think that will give any special dialogue, unfortunately.
Take that!
Take that!
This guy must have been a product of Jean-Luc Deladuc Guide to Obnoxious French Painting. This is Larry Butts, a disciple of the victim, Elise Stock's name. Her student? Interesting. And why was he wandering about outside of the night of the murder? That's... I could tell him all about his designs for Iris. But it may cost us his credibility as a witness before I even call him. He is, after all, an artist. He was, perhaps, searching for something in the snowy scenery that would move him. Although I cannot guarantee that this is the reason.
And so, this unfortunate, unreliable looking man What exactly was it that he saw? I intend to extract that from him, right here in the courtroom.
Summon this youth as a witness immediately.
I have no choice, do I?
I believe he's in the gallery of this trial. It will not take long to summon him. Very well. Larry. You may have escaped me yesterday, but today I'm going to get everything out of you. The court will now adjourn for a 20-minute break. Miss Von Karma, please see to preparing the next witness.
Understood, Your Honor.
Good. Well then, court is now in recess. To be continued in the next episode of Dragon Ball Z.
I'm just kidding. I'm gonna save the game. I'm gonna go and fill up this bowl with more nuts. Chili nuts to be exact. And then I'm also gonna fill up more water. So I will be right back. Also taking a quick bathroom break. Because why not? So, be right back, everybody. Stick around, as I'll be right back. just fall down on the ground. Donald Blade on the ground. What the... With that, I am back. February 9th, 11:15 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth? I'm not really sure what to say.
Iris, we only have 20 minutes. There are 2 things which I need to ask you before we reconvene.
Alright, I'll help you in any way I can.
First, about that night. You really didn't go to the inner temple, correct? The last witness claims to have met and talked with you in the training hall. Either you or Sister Bikini is lying.
Mr. Edgeworth, it is just as I said yesterday. Until the incident occurred, I was in my own room in Hazakura Temple.
Very well. The second thing then. That night, the temple snowmobile was used in between the time Sister Bikini returned to the main hall, and when she bore witness to the murder. Sometime between 10:30 and 11 p.m. that night. Were you the one who used the snowmobile?
There's only one key for the snowmobile. The only person who could have used it was me.
So it was you. But why? What made you go out to Dusker Bridge?
I'm sorry, Mr. Edgeworth. Oh god. Oh wow, 5 locks.
Iris.
I can't tell you about that yet. She's either thinking about her sister's murder, which she murdered by the way, or the fact that she jumped the bridge.
Yet?
Not until her safety is confirmed.
Her?
The safety of the acolyte.
The acolyte, huh? She must be talking about Maya.
Psychologs say I must upload. Slow replies. Okie dokie, samurai.
Iris, look me in the eye and tell me the truth. Did you kill Elise Doxnim?
No matter who or what may come, I could never take a life. But you've already done so.
As I thought, no psychologs. Very well, it is my job to get to the truth. You'll discover this for yourself soon enough.
What if Dahlia died and came back as... Oh, and Pearls is channeling her? Food for thought. February 9th, 11:36 a.m. District Court, Quarter number 7.
Court will now reconvene. Miss Von Karma, where's the witness?
During the break, a man was detained for suspicious behavior in the gallery.
Suspicious behavior?
He was sketching something very intensely.
Dare I ask what the witness was sketching when he was detained?
Grodus, when you said, did you kill Elise Doxnim? I think I spelled that wrong. I was playing something and I got stuck. So the moment you said that, I yelled, yes! Nice timing there, gamer kid. He drew a terrifying woman armed with a demonic face and a vicious whip. Oh, he was painting a portrait of you, Von Karma. Yeah, nice, Judge. Anyway, it's time to drag this pathetic excuse for an artist before the court. Loris Duxnim, I hope you're ready. Get in here.
It would seem that the whip is going to be seen plenty more use today.
Oh!
Your sketch is in contempt of this court. Hey! Ouch! You tried to run away from the bailiff who was trying to hand you your subpoena, correct? No, it's Larry. It's Von Karma that's a moron too. Look, I'm nothing but a fledgling artist. See, it's just Butts, Larry Butts. Training out in the mountains. I'm only down here in the city because I ran out of the green paint. Well, to use the technical term for the color, Viridian. So we went for Viridian City to collect some green paint.
Larry, this isn't an art store, now is it?
I know, I graduated junior high, okay? Look, art is all about working in the fields, isn't it?
Working in the fields? I presume you want to say field work. I hope.
That's it, thanks buddy.
It's kind of sad that I was able to understand his mangled train wreck of a sentence.
I just happened to stop in here and found a wonderful new model. So see, I got nothing to do with the trial at all. I expect all of your face to be red when you realize this mistake. Bright red. Or to use the technical term, Crimson Lake. Ouch! 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 Ouch!
Ouch!
Stop your pathetic blabbling and testify like a man.
Refrain from whipping me, Miss Von Karma. Cross-whipping is as bad as cross-checking. Witness, that was all your fault. Testify, now!
Whoa, this is too much for me. What I saw. I was at the lodge out in the mountains, looking up at the stars that night. I walked to the bridge a number of times, but I didn't see a snowmobile. I didn't see anyone at the bridge that night either. The girl I was waiting for didn't show up. My teacher died on me. I'm all alone now, aren't I? Edgy!
Witness, please refrain from talking directly to the lawyers during your testimony.
I'm just a nobody, nothing but a small worthless man, aren't I? And why wasn't I asked for my name and occupation or anything else? Wow, Judge. That is true, though. He does.
Mr. Edgeworth, this man seems to have quite a severe inferior complex. He's recently been the cause of numerous incidents. I think he's finally realized for himself just how much of a nuisance he has been to other people.
Yeah, that's right. I'm behind everything, every case. Watch out, okay? Just touching me will make you eternally unhappy.
Well then, Let us proceed with the cross-examination. With no touching, thank you. We can delve into other details at a later time. Hold it!
Hold it!
Whatever is the matter, Mr. Edgeworth? This one single statement is so full of contradictions. For a moment there, I thought I was going to collapse.
So, witness, any idea as to where these contradictions in your testimony lie? Depending on your answer, I may stay my whip.
Okay, give me a minute. Well, it was snowing that night, so I couldn't possibly have seen the stars. That rundown shack is hardly a lodge, is it? And even if the stars could have been seen, it isn't like I was there to look at them, right?
See, you can do it if you try.
Ouch!
There's only one issue here. What you saw at Dusker Bridge.
Hold it!
Hold it!
A number of times. How many?
Maybe 5 times? I went once every 20 minutes.
Which means you spent almost 2 hours at Heavenly Hall that night.
You bet. Real love is about waiting with your heart in your hands.
Love, you say? It was this man's intention to summon the defendant to the small shack. Using this blackmail letter. Blackmail?
Sure it was, Larry, sure it was. You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey, excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness.
So, what do you see? I hope for your sake you saw a snowmobile.
Really, Judge, you too?
You huffy-puffy, loosey-goosey, excuse for a whimpering, whining wuss of a witness, eh?
Well, you see...
Being called those names doesn't seem to bother him at all.
Because he knows it's true.
Hold it!
Hold it!
Larry, you really didn't see it?
Hey! No need to hit your desk, I can hear you. I didn't see it. I didn't see a snowmobile.
Larry, say snowmobile for me, please.
Snowmobile.
If you truly have nothing to hide, then why are you stammering like you just flew over a cuckoo's nest?
Shut up! What is this? I don't know, don't ask me. Hello, Shiny Lucario Gaming. Welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy. Not a fan of visual novel games, to be honest. I think I like the first game the most. Then it kind of goes downhill from there for me, personally.
It seems that I'll need to start from a more obvious contradiction. I'm going to strike the blow that will finally get him to spill the beans. Hold it!
Hold it!
You didn't meet anyone?
That's right, because I got nothing to do with this. The third and the sixth are the best in the series. Okay. Which one is the sixth one? I know this one is the third one. And a lot of people seem to like Trials and Tribulations. And I'm just here to buy some Viridian paint, okay? Come on, I expect to see those Crimson Lake faces now.
It would appear that simply pressing him isn't going to be enough, Mr. Edgeworth.
Oh, sixth is Spirit of Justice, okay.
Indeed. It seems that he's going to claim to have nothing to do with this to the end. I don't want this guy to cost us any more time. I need to slide through his obvious contradictions and keep things moving along.
Except that you actually ran into Phoenix when the bridge was on fire.
Objection!
Objection!
Larry Butts, I can understand why you might want to throw your old life away. You're pretty pathetic, and you cause us all sorts of trouble.
I'm sorry.
But, having realized just how much of a nuisance you have been, that could be considered a step in the right direction.
Edgy, are you trying to console me?
It certainly does sound that way to me. However, I can't forgive you for simply turning away from the incident you create.
Ah, you're totally pinning this on me.
Now then, let us talk about the night of the murder. Sister Bikini, after seeing the murder take place, asked Phoenix Wright to report it. Thus, he headed for the public phone by the bridge. There, he happened across a certain nefarious individual. You, Larry Butts.
That's right, me in the flesh.
Listen carefully, witness. It doesn't matter if you change your name. So long as you remain pretty pathetic, you will continue to cause those incidents. That reality will not change.
But what do you want me to do then?
Larry, what you need to change is your inner self. But for now, what you saw that night, testifying truthfully about this one issue is all I need from you.
Edgy, I think I've finally woken up. Well, I guess I could still be sleeping. But anyway, I'll do it. I'll testify. Well, I'm not sure this will go especially well.
I'll ask again then, witness. What did you see on the night of the murder?
What I saw part 2. I went to the shack at around 9, so it would have been about 10:30 p.m. I was lying under my bedding when a white flash almost blinded me. I looked out the window, and Dusky Bridge was on fire. It was still on thunder, but I went right away to check it out. That's when I ran into Nick.
You certainly saw quite a lot, didn't you?
So, what happened to the bridge after it caught on fire? It was like me after getting a 3-day stint chasing a girl. It totally burned out, like almost totally gone. I mean, trying to cross the burning remains was what caused Nick to fall. What did you say? Hello, New York Rero, welcome to the stream, hope you'll enjoy.
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing life-threatening. He just caught a cold.
I never know with that man, if he should be called lucky or unlucky.
Now, Mr. Edgeworth, please commence your cross-examination.
Hold it!
Hold it!
What did you do out there in the cold for an hour and a half?
Well, if you really must know, I was busy being excited, I guess.
Excited? Did I even ask?
I set the meeting time as 10 p.m., right? But I couldn't wait, and I thought she might come early too.
Well, it appears she didn't come at all, in the end.
Because they never arranged to meet up in the first place, did they? Shut up! Don't go picking my fond memories apart! Anyway, I was getting a little worried. I thought maybe Iris had lost her way. So every 20 minutes or so, I went out to the bridge. But I didn't see anything particularly suspicious. I didn't have anything else to do, so I went back to the shack to wait for her.
Hold it!
Hold it!
I have psychologues that can't be picked by normal means. You must have solid evidence and good explanations.
This light was, of course...
Lightning, like kapow! Like a slap from Naomi, honestly. A big bada boom. Ah! Or a little like that. Whoa, that's more like a punch from Miranda.
Witness, did you actually see the lightning hit the bridge?
Well, I was a bit startled by the flash of light, so...
Hold it!
Hold it!
Seeing that, what did you do?
What do you think? It was burning up as well, from the fire in my heart. And that's why you went to take a look at the bridge? Well, to be honest, it was freezing cold, so at first I thought, forget it, I'm not leaving my covers. But it had pretty much stopped snowing, so I don't know, I changed my mind.
I'm not sure I care for the forget it attitude you had at first, witness. Hold it!
Hold it!
You said right away, but exactly how long after the strike was that?
The lightning fell and then the bridge got on fire. Maybe around 5 minutes? I mean, I've suddenly thought, gotta go check this out. How far is this small shack you were in from the bridge? Hold on, well, it had been pretty much stopped snowing. I guess about 5 minutes walk.
And how did Dusky Bridge look when you got there?
Like I had recovered a piece of my childhood. I mean, not even the bonfire kids make during school camping trips can be compared.
Well, should I press him for a little more info?
$59 eggs and counting for shiny cat form. Why would you want a shiny cat form to begin with, Joshua? Just a curious question. Why did you call anyone?
Larry, let me ask you one thing.
What is it, Edgy? What's with the serious face?
Why didn't you call anyone?
Huh? What do you mean?
Normally, when faced with a towering inferno, one would try and tell someone. There's a public phone right by Dusky Bridge, correct?
Well, of course, I thought of doing that.
So then, let's hear why you didn't.
Uh-huh, yeah, okay, a reason. My reason? It isn't that I didn't try to tell anyone, I just didn't have time to, okay?
Hold it.
Hold it!
You claim to have arrived at the bridge at the same time as Wright?
Yeah. I thought, I better tell someone about this. But then Nick came up yelling about murder. It totally made me forget about the bridge. The fire was pretty much out by then anyway.
What's this feeling? I suddenly have a terrible case of unease.
It was after contracting the police that Phoenix Wright fell from the bridge, correct? Yeah, that's pretty much it, more or less.
He told me about the burning bridge yesterday. But there's still something that doesn't quite fit. It looks like, despite his change of heart, Larry still isn't telling us the whole truth.
Lightning struck Dusky Bridge at 10:45. Around 30 minutes passed between fire.
Objection!
Objection!
Your very existence being a contradiction. I'm not sure if you can grasp this or not.
What the hey, Edgy? You make me sound like a sort of alien.
But your testimony is conclusively contradictory. The problem here is time.
I've never been the best timekeeper, you know? "3 minutes after Billy leaves on foot. You follow me in a bicycle. How long does it take for you to catch up to it with him? Terrible at those.
This is much more simple. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge. You saw the lightning strike Dusky Bridge, and immediately went to see what had happened. Is this correct?
Yeah, well, I wasted about 5 minutes first, but more or less. Just out of curiosity, okay. Haven't gotten a shiny in a main series game since the Ultra Wormhole shinies in Ultra Moon. I've never gotten a shiny besides the Lake of Rage shiny Gyarados myself.
I have the weather data from the night of the murder here. According to this, the lightning fell at 10:45 p.m. You say it takes less than 5 minutes from the shack to Dusky Bridge. Meaning you probably got there around 11 p.m.
That all sounds about right, I guess. And then Nick showing up and did his falling act.
That is impossible.
What do you mean?
"11 p.m. is when the murder occurred in Hazakura Temple. Thus, Wright was still there, in the courtyard. There's no way that Larry could have encountered him at Dusky Bridge at that time.
Excuse me. I have an objection.
You do?
Edgy, how many times do I have to say this? I'm not Larry, I'm Larry Starksnoy. It has not proven that the murder occurred at 11 p.m. The sister only said around 11. In which case, I couldn't have been earlier than that.
Watch your footing here, Miss Francisca von Karma. The slope ahead is slippery. But there's still no way that Wright could have been at Dusky Bridge at 11 p.m.
And why not?
It is clearly written here in the weather data report. It took around 30 minutes for the bridge to burn out. Therefore, the bridge must have been burning until at least 11:15 p.m. Which means... what exactly? Wright did not see the bridge while it was being consumed by the flames that night. In fact, he did not arrive on the scene until after the flames had died down. Larry, you arrived at the bridge at 11 p.m. But Wright did not make it there until at least 11:15. I suggest you stop hiding things and just tell us the whole truth. Now then, what happened during these missing 15 minutes?
I feel like I just got brutally woken up by a toilet splashback. I guess I was still sleeping. Pinch me.
Order, order, order. Ah!
So there was a missing 15 minutes prior to meeting Phoenix Wright. I hardly see that as much of a problem. Yeah, not much of a problem.
Really? The bridge is burning before your eyes, and there's a phone right next to it. Why then did you not report the accident? Yes, witness. Why didn't you? Were you there simply to watch the bridge burn? And therein lies the problem. For even after the bridge had burned out, he was still there. Staring into space, this witness didn't even attempt to fulfill his civic duty.
That's what it sounds like.
Ah, but this is Larry we are talking about. And even he is incapable of being so stupid. Which means there has to be a reason for his inaction.
Edgy? I think it's about time I got serious with you, dude.
Just as I thought. You've been playing with us all this time.
Listen, I'm going to tell you everything. Are you sure you want to hear it all?
Yes.
I may really say it this time. Then say it.
Very well. I have a terrible bad feeling about this. However, let's have the witness finally give us the whole truth. Now, for this 15-minute gap, what were you doing, witness?
The missing 15 minutes. Why did the entire screen shake there? Weird. I'm a Duxnim. I'm an artist. What do you think I was doing? Sketching in front of the bridge. I was worked up into frenzy of art. The shock and awe that I was feeling, I transferred it all directly into the page. Before I realized it, the flames had gone out and then he came running up.
I suppose artists can be strange folk.
That's right. I'm willing to sacrifice everything in order to draw the perfect sketch.
Including the truth from the sound of it. Mr. Edgeworth, has this removed the last of your doubts? Not at all, Your Honor. One very large doubt still remains. And what would that be? This is a surprisingly believable story, especially considering the source. So why did you think he needed to hide it from us until now? I intend to drag the reason out of him.
Ha 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 ha! You'll regret this, Edgy. That sounds like a threat to me, Larry.
Hold it!
Hold it!
You're Larry Butts. Tell us, Larry.
My name is Maurice. Get it right. Mistakes like this are what keep you from being popular with the ladies like I am.
Yes, who exactly are you?
I'm Maurice Duxnim, apprentice extraordinaire.
That's what he calls himself in any case. Then you are an artist?
Of course, I'm an artist, the real thing.
Yet again, that's what he calls himself.
Names mean nothing. There's only one issue I care to discuss. What were you doing?
That's a very big issue indeed. Hold it. Hold it. Hold it.
Hold it!
Sketching the burning bridge?
The burning bridge and everything that came with it.
What came with it?
You want to hear this from my lips, do you, Edgy? You'll regret this. I'll sketch this. Ah! Enough. Just take that ridiculous sketch of yours out already, witness. What are you talking about? I don't know what you mean.
That does indeed appear to be the fastest solution. I'll leave it to you, Mr. Edgeworth. What should I do? I should save the game. In case I screw up, I can retry. I got a terrible feeling that the instant this sketch is revealed, the entire world may be changed by what is depicted as there.
I kinda am curious, so I think I'm looking at it honestly.
Larry, I wonder if you could show us your sketch, please.
Well, well, even I couldn't have imagined that turn out like this.
Imagine what?
That Laurice Dockstrom's debut would take place here, today like this. Ouch! Show it, now. Okay, but steel yourself. This. This is the world of Laurice Dockstrom. This is seriously his painting. I like this picture, it looks nice. But why did he need to stay and look at the bridge? Also, what about that burning girl there?
Isn't it? Your response, Miss Von Carmel?
I got another mass release of After the 66 Egg. Yes, well, it's better drawing than I expected. Isn't it? Isn't it? I struggled to reproduce those flames. I really did.
Yes, I'm sure you did.
Shots fired from the judge. One could say that Larry got really burned.
Ugh, this is going to get ugly. No one has the courage to bring it up, it seems. This mysterious flying object. Larry.
What?
The burning bridge is fine, but what is that unfortunate looking figure?
Oh, you spotted that? I thought you might.
However much I might want to ignore it, I can't.
It's Iris, of course. Iris. I wish she'd taken better care of herself. We have to plan for our future, you know? What would have happened to her if she had injured herself flying like that?
Larry, please, answer this next question honestly.
Okay.
Are you really claiming to have seen this? Are you claiming to have seen the silhouette of the defendant? Flying over a bridge that was engulfed in flames?
Yep, that's what I saw. That's why I drew it. I'm an artist, a real artist.
Are you high? The girl? She's really high up in the picture.
Are you high?
What was that for?
This is all a bad dream. I was hitting you on the cheek to test that theory.
Please whip your own cheek from now on if you wish to test your wild theories. Anyway, no court of law will ever acknowledge that people can fly.
Actually, there is some precedence for this. She was Flying pretty high, my sweet Iris. She was about 30 feet above the bridge at least. He was really something to see.
This has to be some kind of mistake. Mr. Edgeworth, please bring the witness back down to earth. What? Me? The witness is your friend, is he not?
Accessory to the foolishness, Miles Edgeworth.
Let us go back to the cross-examination, by force if necessary. Mr. Edgeworth, I expect you to expose the obvious contradiction here. Yes, Your Honor. Looks like I got another reason to remember this moron.
Well, what did you think of my debut piece?
Get that thing away from me.
Okay, that sketch was added.
Now, hurry up and cross-examine him.
She couldn't have had it because she gave that to Phoenix.
Objection!
Objection!
Larry, what did you really see that night? Not that I particularly care.
In your position, that's just being irresponsible. I drew exactly what I saw. I'll give you a whole $1. That is the truth.
If that is truly the case, then there is one thing that we can say for certain. What might that be? That the person who flew over the bridge could not have been the defendant Iris.
What? What do you mean? I don't understand. Ah! A foolhardy folly of a foolish statement by an equally foolishly foolhardy fool. How exactly can you make this claim?
Tell us, Larry. According to this picture, the individual whom you say you saw was wearing a hood, correct?
Of course he was. That rundown shack is quite away from the bridge. The hood is what told me that the floating angel was my Iris. The hood is my darling Iris. The Iris is my darling hood. Ah! It seems there are bigger fools in this world than the one at the defense bench. Defense's bench, I think, actually.
Larry, there's something you need to be made aware of. On the night of the murder, Iris wasn't wearing her hood. She had given it to Wright as a gift. Are you going to change the story now? Perhaps suggest it was Wright who took flight?
What are you talking about?
I think you understand what I mean. I think you understand what I mean just fine.
Why? Why did Nick have Iris's hood?
What?
Edgy, what's going on with Iris and Nick? Why you, Nick? You dog!
I do believe that this unbelievably mysterious sketch is destined to disappear, discredited and discarded straight into the garbage.
Oh, the burn from the yacht. Burn from the yacht. Huh. Ah! What is it now, witness? It feels like I've been waiting 25 years for this very day to come. Edgy, today is the day I get to completely stupefy you.
What? What is the meaning of your outburst, witness?
I had to have to do this, but I have some definitive evidence.
Definitive
evidence? Iris did indeed come flying over the burning bridge. And I, Loris Doxnim, shall prove it.
I didn't expect to ask this again, but we shall be needing your testimony once again. Tell us anything you know concerning the defendant as depicted in this sketch. And show us your evidence that this nightmare was actually a reality.
Okay, I hope you're ready, Edgy. Because I'm going to feed you a whooping serving of a pain.
You've been serving us a whooping serving of pain this whole time, trust me.
Proof that Iris flew. Witness testimony. When I reached Dusky Bridge, she was already gone. I was so worried, so I frantically searched all over for her. That led to me finding a beautiful crystal sphere, half buried in the snow. I'm sure that Iris was simply wearing a spare hood. After all, no one else could have lost a crystal sphere that night.
Except for Elise doxing in her stuff.
A crystal sphere?
This one, pretty isn't it?
But fine, just keep it, there's blood on it! Larry, there's blood on it. Man, he's such a stupid dumbass. Why are you so retarded, Larry Butts? That is all I want to know. Why are you such a retard, Mr. Larry Butts? Please tell me why you are such a retard. You dumbass. Whips galore, I have one that's 15 feet long. That sphere, where do you find it?
Let me see, around here somewhere. Looks about right.
And it was half buried in the snow?
It had been pretty much stopped snowing by then. But there was still some falling as I walked to the bridge.
The court accepts this crystal sphere.
That's mine, okay? I want it back afterwards.
There's something on it. Oh my, it's blood!
Hello Ali, welcome to the stream, hope you enjoy.
What? Blood?
Crystal sphere added to the court record.
You ready, Edgy? By tomorrow morning, you'll be calling me Master Larry.
I thought it said Mr. at first.
Yeah, I like the sound of that. No one's gonna push me around anymore.
Didn't you want to be called Loris Doxnim only a few minutes ago? Hold it!
Hold it!
So, you went to the burning bridge?
That's right, to meet Iris. She actually flew to get to me. The least I could do was meet her halfway.
But the defender was not at the bridge when you got there, you say?
I guess she went back to Asakura Temple. She's a girl after all. She must want to look at her best.
It must be lovely to live in the fantasy land of Larry's mind. Actually, it's so depressing that I can't even work up on energy to point. So, what did you do next? Hold it!
Hold it!
So you searched all over for her.
She was flying pretty high, you know? I thought maybe she slipped on her landing and got hurt. Hey! It was more than possible. Also, when I headed out to the shack the first time, I was snacking on a banana. I was pretty sure I threw the peel away somewhere around there, so, you know.
Can one guy really be this stupid? So, did you find any signs of her so-called landing?
I don't really remember. I kept on falling over myself, and I kinda lost it for a while there.
You fell over yourself?
Yeah, the snow was deep, and there was even a banana peel out there.
Yep, there's stupid, and then there's Larry Butts. The short of it is that you didn't find any signs of her landing, correct? Then what happened next? Hold it!
Hold it!
Half buried. It was sitting in the snow with a little gather on top of it. It was very hard to spot, actually. I mean, it was so dark out too. I'm impressed. You did well to find it. No matter what you may think, when you look at me, I'm a pro. A genius security guard who got fired. Most likely. I used a pen light I borrowed from my company to help in my search. And it sparkled really brightly, as if it was saying, "Here I am, to me." It does indeed look very much like the crystal sphere on Iris' hood. But need I remind you that she was not wearing her hood that night? Hold it!
Hold it!
Each nun is assigned their own hood, and they are assigned only one. I don't know anything about that, okay? And Iris is special, alright, dude? Even if she did steal a spare hood, I'll forgive her. This is getting us nowhere. Our destination for the day, it seems. However, this crystal sphere was found near the bridge. That is fact. If it didn't come from a hood, where could it have come from? That is the question I aim to answer. Hold it!
Hold it!
Let me confirm this one last time, Larry. The reason you thought that this was Iris are the hood and this crystal sphere, correct? That's right, my gut is never wrong. I met that old bikini the next morning, and the crystal sphere was still there, safe and sound. Indeed. She was wearing it in this very room earlier today. This case isn't going to end without a fight. Exposing the obvious contradiction in this testimony will be easy, but I fear that all that awaits us are further mysteries. Objection!
Objection!
Larry, that night, there was something. Someone who lost a crystal sphere. There was? Who? Who was this stupid idiot? Miss Elise Doxnim. The mentor to a stupid idiot. The victim? I have a photo of her here. And on the end of her staff, you can see a familiar looking crystal sphere. Hey! That's my photograph! Give it back! Ouch! A crystal sphere like that is quite easy to find. I have one just like it on my brooch. They look nothing alike! I really love Edgeworth's face when he does that. In any case, please take a look at this. This is the victim's staff, found at the scene of the crime. Ah, the crystal sphere. It's gone. What? 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 Just what does this mean? if anyone jumped or flew across the bridge that night. It certainly was not Iris, after all. She was not wearing her hood. More importantly, the crystal sphere was found at the landing site was not hers either. That means the one who flew and dropped the sphere was the victim, Miss Elise Doxnim.
A fool alongside another fool on the fool's errand to reach a foolish conclusion. First of all, this sketch, which I prefer to call a scribble, is ridiculous. People cannot fly, thus it is rejected.
You can't do that! I saw it with my own 2 eyes! Eyes!
This crystal sphere. This is nothing more than a red herring.
You honestly believe that?
Give it some thought, and I'm sure you'll realize it as well, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Doxnim was in her room on the night of the murder. There was no reason for her to go to Dusky Bridge. Therefore, the sphere cannot be related to this case. That is all.
Objection!
Miss Francisca von Karma. The only people who will accept that explanation are scatterbrains and clowns. Why are you pointing at me? The victim's crystal sphere was found near the bridge on the night of her murder. Yet you expect us to believe that this has nothing to do with the case?
That crystal sphere, it was probably thrown away at the bridge after that murder.
After the murder?
There's blood on the crystal sphere, isn't it? This naturally suggests that after it was thrown away, it suggests that it was thrown away after the murder took place. The killer placed it there to throw the investigation off the scent. Which is the exact same reason that he drew that ridiculous sketch.
What? You mean I'm the killer? No way!
All joking aside, just when did this crystal sphere appear near the foot of the bridge? Unless this can be proven in some way, I refuse to believe this is related to the case.
She makes a valid point. There's no evidence that Elise Doxnim left Hasakura Temple that night. However, if somehow this crystal sphere can be proven to have been dropped before the victim was killed, then this case is going to transform into something else entirely. Your response, Mr. Edgeworth? I want your final opinion on the disposition of this crystal sphere. If this is not related to the case, then this witness who you called would have been nothing more than a monumental waste of time.
Prepare yourself for some very appropriate punishment, Miles Edgeworth.
Can I prove it? Can I prove that the crystal sphere was dropped before the murder took place? Yes, I can! Can I prove it? That isn't the issue. To simply prove it, that's the only option. That's what he'd do. That's the way Phoenix Wright would do this. Your Honor, allow me to prove something to you. I will prove that this crystal sphere is a vital link to solving this case. You will do what?
That look in your eyes. You remind me of Phoenix Wright when he is cornered.
That should come as no surprise, because right now I am Phoenix Wright and here I am indeed cornered. I order you to present your evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Evidence that proves that the crystal sphere was indeed dropped before the murder. Take that!
Take that!
This crystal sphere, it was half buried in the snow, correct? That's right. If it hadn't stopped snowing, then it would have been game over. The snow would have totally covered it. That's all I need to hear from you, Larry. Your testimony makes one thing quite clear. What? When a crystal sphere was dropped, it was snowing, even if it was even ever so slightly.
Snowing?
On the other hand, let us look at the scene of the murder. As proven earlier today, there's no snow on the victim's body. Ah! Therefore, the crystal sphere must have been dropped before the murder.
What?
Whack, whack, whack. Order, order, order. On the night of the murder... Oh, whoops. On the night of the murder, the victim did indeed go to Dusky Bridge. And there, something occurred that caused the staff's crystal sphere to come loose. What? What could that have been? This sphere. There's some blood on it, isn't there? Allow me to raise a certain possibility at this junction. The real crime scene was near the foot of Dusky Bridge.
Objection!
The murder didn't take place at Sakura Temple courtyard? Only a fool would suggest such a foolish piece of absolute foolishness.
Just who is this fool? And which part of his so... and which part is so foolish, Miss von Karma?
Have you been paying any attention this whole time, Miles Edgeworth? The sister saw everything. She saw the victim being killed by the defendant in the Hazakura Temple courtyard.
Objection!
That's not exactly true, now is it? To put it more precisely, what she saw was... the murder weapon being removed from the victim's body.
That's the same thing.
No, it isn't. You said it yourself.
Very little blood is actually lost. At the moment of a blade's insertion, if you want to talk about when the most blood would be lost from a body, that would be when the blade is removed.
If that statement is the truth, then Dusky Bridge could very easily be the scene of the murder. The murder weapon was not removed, thus there was no bleeding.
Objection!
You're forgetting one vital thing, Miles Edgeworth. Elise Dockson's body was found in Hazakura Temple. On foot it takes 15 minutes to travel from Dusky Bridge to Hazakura Temple. You mean to suggest someone carried the body all that way?
I made it this far. The only place to take this is to the end. I just need to prove that my version of the event is also perfectly plausible. Now, if the defense is ready, the court would like to have an explanation. Please show us the method by which the victim's body was carried to Hazakura Temple.
I believe it's this one because we have only one set of tracks.
Take that!
Take that!
On that snowy night, there's one way that a body could have been moved. The snowmobile. As we know, the snowmobile was used that night. It was explained as having been used to dispose of the murder weapon. But it could also have been used to carry a body. Order, order, order. Ah!
This is completely unacceptable, Miles Edgeworth. You've dug yourself into your own grave.
What do you mean?
The only one who could have used the snowmobile was the defendant. She's the one who moved the body. Doesn't that put the final nail in your coffin?
You're too late, Franziska von Karma. And in fact, the defense has proven something else entirely. We have shown that this case requires further investigation.
What?
Where was the victim Elise Dockson really killed? If her body was moved, whatever for? And finally, just what does this image mean?
Do you even need to think about that? Such a creature could never see the truth, let alone describe it.
Objection!
This witness certainly sits on one of the lowest possible branches of humanity. However, he would have never uttered a lie that could hurt a girl with whom he is enamored. He drew this, so it is something that actually happened. The defense stands firm on this point. And edgy, thank you. That settles then. I cannot give a verdict under these circumstances. Right. I seem to have fulfilled my part in this. It is just as I thought. Franziska von Karma, you make a wonderful partner.
Excuse me?
There was one reason, and one alone, for me being here. To expose the darkness lurking in this case, and then pass it on to Wright.
Really? That's what this was all about? You could have just told me that from the very beginning. Ouch! Miles Edgeworth, I don't care about what you were here to do. This was my chance to finally grind you under my heel.
A shame that your chance seems to have slipped you by.
What a shame! Frenzy! This is all your fault. Such a terrible witness. Ouch. Ow, 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 ow. I demand satisfaction. He's gone.
I cannot believe that the witness's testimony relates to an actual event. However, there has to be some sort of answer for the questions it raises. Have his words here today been the truth or lies? Next time we gather in this courtroom, those are the matters that shall be addressed.
He was murdered by the whip.
I'm counting on thorough investigations by both the defense and the prosecution. And with this, the rest is up to you, Wright. Court is now adjourned.
Okay, thank God that I don't have to do the Edgeworth voice anymore. Probably gonna have to go back and do the Godot voice next stream though. But by then, at least my voice should have been fully rested. So, this is it everybody. I'm gonna turn off the game, because we've saved the game. I do believe that Samurai is streaming right after this, and if not, a few hours later. So do check him out and subscribe to him. Make sure to catch his stream, it's very entertaining. Thank you, Samurai. It really hurts my throat though. That's the unfortunate part of it. But either way, thank you very much for watching this stream. If you enjoyed it, consider becoming part of the Frog Squad by subscribing today if you haven't already. And if you're subscribed, press that bell icon so that you don't miss any of my streams or videos. And, well, if you enjoyed the stream, I hope you gave it a like during the actual stream, because that helps the most. Likes, on the other hand, does help in the video formats later on. So, you know, liking it at the end is still helpful. Of course, you sharing is a great help, because that helps a lot with the search algorithm for random people to find the streams. And if you're watching this as a video, consider helping out by leaving a comment as well, because that also helps out with the search algorithm. Doing all of this helps my channel grow, if you want to help it grow, that is. I know that not everyone wants to help out with that, and that's fine. But with that said, thank you very much for watching, everybody. I hope you enjoyed the stream. It was rather fun actually streaming again. Don't know if I will stream on Sunday or tomorrow. Don't count on tomorrow, actually. Sunday is more likely, but don't count on that either. I'll stream when I feel like it, basically. thinking basically 2 more streams of this game. I'm gonna guess we have left. I don't actually know, but that's my guess, or guesstimate. Either way, if you enjoyed this, thank you very much for watching. Stay froggy1. And hopefully I'll see you over at Samurai Stream in an hour. So take care everybody. And I shall see you then. Bye!